Ever heard of a golden age? Like a time when everything's booming, inventions popping up left and right, everyone's kind of happy. Who wouldn't want that, right?
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, what's the recipe? Is there even one?
Well, today we're going to try and figure that out at least a little bit. We're diving deep into the Song dynasty in China,
Ah, the song.
ranging roughly from 960 to 1279 AD. Now, a lot of historians consider this a real golden age, and one reason might surprise you: their civil service system. So buckle up, let's find out how they ran things, and maybe, just maybe, snag some ideas for ourselves.
The Song dynasty was way ahead of its time in a lot of ways. One of the most fascinating things to me is their real commitment to meritocracy.
Okay, meritocracy. Sounds kind of fancy. Break it down for us.
Basically, they were really trying to choose government officials based on, skills and actual talent, not just your family name or connections.
Makes sense. But how'd they actually do that?
So the core of it was this intense civil service exam.
Ooh, exams. Everyone loves those.
Right. But picture this. You're vying for a government position, a powerful one potentially, and the only thing that matters is your knowledge. Classic literature, the works of Confucius, even poetry and calligraphy, all fair game.
So you're saying someone from a, poor background, a farmer's kid even, could theoretically climb the ranks and end up running the show?
That's the idea. It was a pretty revolutionary concept for the time. And to prepare for these exams, they went all in on public schools, made them more accessible, started weaving in this new philosophy called Neo-Confucianism.
Neo-Confucianism. Sounds intense.
It's actually really interesting. A blend of Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism emphasized ethical behavior, the good of society as a whole, and really instilled a sense of duty to public service.
So it wasn't just like a school subject. This stuff seeped into how the whole government functioned.
Big time. Think about it. Officials are encouraged to act with integrity, put the people's needs first. That creates a culture of, competence and accountability. And that was a huge part of why the dynasty thrived.
Makes sense. You've got a system designed to pick the best and brightest, and you're instilling these really strong values. It's no surprise they saw so much progress, right? Our source actually mentions that this whole setup also led to increased social mobility.
Right, and that's crucial.
But what does that mean in this context specifically?
Think of it like this. Under this system, people had genuine chances to move up in the world. If you were a bright kid, even from a humble background, you could study hard, nail those exams, and bam, you could become a high-ranking official. This wasn't just some pipe dream, it was a reality.
So you're saying more people had the chance to reach their full potential, contributing to both the economy and the society at large.
Exactly. And when you have that kind of energy and opportunity floating around, good things tend to happen.
Which brings us to another point the source mentions: urbanization. Now, when I hear that word, I'm picturing like skyscrapers and traffic jams, but something tells me Song Dynasty cities were a bit different.
Oh, totally. They were alive. Think bustling marketplaces, temples that'll blow your mind, tea houses packed with scholars debating philosophy. Song Dynasty cities were hubs of, everything. Commerce, culture, cutting-edge ideas. People flocked to these cities, seeking, opportunity, a chance to make something of themselves.
Makes you think about the city you live in right now, right?
Yeah.
What would a Song Dynasty person think of its sheer size, its pace, its problems? Do you see any parallels between their urban lives and our own, even with all the centuries between us?
That's a really interesting question. Obviously, the technology and scale are vastly different, but I think the core desires are the same. People wanted a better life, a chance to connect with others, and cities, then as now, are in constant change.
Right, it's evolution in action, just on a different timescale. And speaking of evolution, we can't forget that the Song Dynasty is famous for its game-changing inventions.
Oh, yeah.
This is where the Golden Age label really starts to make sense.
No doubt. Just imagine, for a second, a world without gunpowder, no compass, no printing press, all revolutionary technologies that emerged during the Song Dynasty.
It blows your mind when you think about it.
It does, and it wasn't just luck. It was this culture they cultivated, a culture that encouraged people to be curious, to try new things, and then it rewarded them for those efforts.
So, to wrap things up, it seems like the Song Dynasty's success really hinged on this unique combination: meritocracy in government, a strong emphasis on education and self-improvement, and all of that underpinned by these deep Neo-Confucian values.
It's pretty clear that their focus on, social mobility, creating opportunities for people from all walks of life, that played a huge role in their golden age.
All right.
And it makes you wonder, right?
Yeah, it really does.
Could we learn something from their example? Are there ways we can apply some of these principles to our own society? Think about it. Systems that are designed to nurture talent, regardless of where you come from. Leaders who genuinely prioritize the well-being of everyone. It's definitely something worth thinking about as we face the challenges of our own time.
Absolutely. A lot to chew on there. Thanks for diving deep with us.
My pleasure. Always a good time.
Until next time, folks, keep those brains buzzing.